This is my final team for the upcoming Fantasy Premier League season. I'm going to be building this on Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool, which will give me a team rating when I'm done so I can judge how good this team is. If you'd like to do the same with your team for free, the link to do so is down below. Let's get into it. These are the goalkeepers. I've gone for Pickford and Turner. No Onana in this team. Pickford is in. Now, Turner's transfer to Nottingham Forest has made this pick possible. I like spending as little money as I possibly can on my goalkeepers, and this combination is clearly 8.5 million, which is cheaper than Onana. Now, of course, Pickford objectively is a worse pick than Onana, but because Turner is now in the game for Nottingham Forest, the rotation between these two is phenomenal up until wildcard 1, whenever that may be. As you can see with these first three fixtures, you play Pickford at home to Fulham, but then, for Villa away, Turner comes in instead. Sheffield United at home, a pretty plum fixture, before then going back to Pickford for game week 3. If you have Onana, he plays Tottenham away in game week 2, so you'd probably want to rotate with Turner anyway. I think this is a very good way to save 0.5. Yes, Onana may get more points than Pickford, but I think the money can be better spent later on in the team. And this rotation continues, by the way. When Pickford plays Arsenal in game week 5, Turner plays Burnley at home. That's just brilliant. It's too good to turn down. Pickford and Turner are in. Now moving on to the defense. I've put in these players because they're obvious. They're in so many teams already, I don't even need to talk about them. Estupiñán, Gabriel, Chilwell, they're pretty much template. And Bulldog for me is the best of the 4 million defenders. I just know exactly what I'm getting with him. Kabore is the more exciting pick at that price. There's more upside there, but he's a new signing. I don't necessarily know if he's going to be in the team all season long, or at least up until wildcard 1. Bulldog's been in the league before. I know all about him. He's in for me, and also he doesn't blank in game week 2. Now, my final defender pick is an interesting one. John Stones comes in. I think it's criminal, the lack of coverage that we're seeing in fantasy teams for the Man City defense. The best defense in the league, statistically and also just factually. I think Stones in that new position coming into midfield, yes, it doesn't mean he's going to get loads of goals and assists, but if he has a little bit of attacking threat, as well as being part of a City defense that is so good, for me, I think right at the start of the season anyway, he is an excellent pick. If we look at Chilwell, yes, of course, there's huge attacking upside there. But are Liverpool at home and West Ham away really great fixtures to start the season? For me, I would rather go for the security of John Stones. Burnley away and Newcastle at home, for me, mean more points in those first 2 game weeks. And then after that, Chilwell is ready with Luton at home and those amazing fixtures from game week 3. Now moving on to the midfield, and I've put in the 3 obvious picks for me. Saka and Rashford, absolute locks, and Bruno Fernandes has been in my team since FPL was launched many weeks ago now. I think he is a phenomenal pick that has been brutally underpriced. This is a premium player that I think should be in everyone's teams. Last season, he was the most creative player in the league statistically, and that, for 8.5 million, is an absolute steal. Just because his teammates didn't finish the abundance of chances that he's created, I don't think he should have been punished with a price like this. He is a £10 million player minimum, and he's on penalties as well, most likely. With those opening fixtures, he is just too good to pass up on, and that is why I've doubled up in the United midfield. Now, I'm also doubling up on Arsenal in the midfield, but perhaps not in the way you might expect. Odegaard is in. No room for Martinelli for me in this team, sadly, but I think that there's just more security in Odegaard, and at the start of the season, I want those minutes. By the way, he was the top scoring Arsenal midfielder last year. I don't know why he's not in more teams. That completes my Arsenal triple up. I do personally think that an Arsenal triple up is essential. Their opening fixtures are so good, and they are one of the best attacking teams in the league. I think it's overthinking not to go with 3. But yeah, right now, I'm thinking of going with Odegaard over Martinelli for those minutes. Odegaard is guaranteed to start every game, and I also think that he's going to play the majority of minutes. Whereas Martinelli, with the likes of Trossard, Havertz, all vying for similar positions up the pitch, I don't know if he's necessarily guaranteed to start every single game. Yes, you'd expect it, but is it guaranteed? No. And also, given that there is going to be more additional time now, it seems that there's going to be, 10, 15 minutes. We're going to be playing plus 100 minutes, I think, in every Premier League game. I want a player in Odegaard that I know is going to be on the pitch for the vast majority of those minutes. Martinelli, can you say the same? I don't really think you can. Now, my last midfielder, as you can probably expect, is going to be a 6.5 million player. I've gone for Mitoma. I think those opening 3 fixtures are just too good not to get a piece of. Yes, Estupiñán is in there as well, but I need a Brighton attacker. It just has to happen. Luton at home, Wolves away, West Ham at home. Yes, after that, the fixtures get worse, but also the fixtures are so good. What if Mitoma gets, 30 points across those 3 games? It could very feasibly happen. And although a few of the other £6.5 million mids, the likes of Mbermo and Eze, are on penalties, more set pieces, and yes, have the better long-term fixtures, I don't mind attacking these 3 and then going to one of them later. If I get a couple of price rises out of Mitoma and I'm ahead by 5 to 10 points, then I use a transfer. That is completely fine with me. The fixtures are too good. And by the way, he is a great player. That is for sure. Now moving on to the forwards. Haaland, of course, is in. He's the main man in this team. He's going to be my captain for the majority of the opening few game weeks. That is obvious. Let's not bore ourselves. Mubama as well is in. There are some rumours, some news that Cameron Archer may be getting a move to Sheffield United. That would be really interesting if it does happen. As I've said before on the channel, I think he is a great player. He could do really well for them, but it may come a little bit too close to the deadline. So for now, Mubama is in, has looked great in pre-season, could start game week 1 for West Ham. But here is the fun pick. The crux of this entire draft. The man in the thumbnail. Mathematicians among you in the audience may have realised that I have just £7 million left in the bank, which means there is space for just one man. Jackson is in. Is it because I'm a Chelsea fan? Maybe. I can't lie. But that is the beauty of the game. I get a Chelsea striker in that I absolutely love. And by the way, the fixtures are pretty phenomenal. With Nkunku out now, yes, that could affect Chelsea's attack in general, and we could be worse. However, it does mean that Jackson is assured of minutes. He may even play the majority. He may even not get subbed now. I'm not sure who else could come in. With Broja out for a long time and Nkunku out, who else is there that can play that number 9 role? I'm not sure. Liverpool at home, not the worst fixture. They don't look great defensively. Then West Ham away without Declan Rice and not looking great in general. Paqueta could also be sold. Luton at home is where it gets so tasty. And from then on, the fixtures are an absolute dream, like I said with Chilwell. I love this pick. Watkins is boring. Jackson is so fun. Get him in. So here it is. Here is my final team to start FPL game week 1 this season. As you can see, Stones is in. That means Chilwell drops to the bench. I don't like the Liverpool fixture. I don't. I know there's upside there for him, but the security of Stones, Burnley away, game week 1, City want to get off to a good start. He's nailed to start. I think that is a better pick than Chilwell. And of course, then Chilwell can come into the team, maybe even in game week 2, but definitely in game week 3 for that Chelsea fixture swing. And the best thing about this team is that according to Fantasy Football Hub's team rating, it is rated at 100%. That is the first team that I've seen rated at 100%. The algorithm clearly loves it. I must be doing something right. There we go. You can have a bit of fun. Get Jackson and Stones in and get 100% team rating for Fantasy Premier League this season. So there we have it. That is my team. If you would like to get yours rated by Fantasy Football Hub's algorithm, the link to do so for free is down below. Try and beat my score. It's going to be hard, obviously. 100% is 100%, but nonetheless, give it a go. See how you do with your current setup. If you like what you see and you'd then like to take advantage of all that Fantasy Football Hub has to offer, team review articles from FPL experts, predicted points, all the Opta stats you could dream of, and my favorite feature, personalized AI recommended transfers week in, week out throughout the season, then sign up. It's now 50% off in pre-season, and if you do not win your mini league this year, you will get all your money refunded. Terms and conditions do apply there, but hurry, that offer is not going to be around for much longer. Good luck for game week 1, and I'll see you on the other side.